Men, let's talk about something the world isn't ready to hear. You are the prize. Yep, you heard that right. You are the prize. Not women. You. And the only reason it doesn't feel like it is because the dating market has a bunch of women running around with 1950s expectations while offering 2025 effort, which basically amounts to, give me everything and I'll give you vibes. Nowhere is this better illustrated than in a recent article published in The Guardian entitled, Men Seem to Make Life for Women Worse. Single women share the woes of dating in 2025. And this article, written by one Jadadia A., is a feminist victimhood masterpiece full of man-blaming. It dives so far into the "it's men's fault" pool, even Mitch Buchanan couldn't rescue it. And for those of you who don't get that reference, go check out a little show from the 90s called Baywatch. Anyway, today I'm breaking down this work of journalism and exposing why it's women and articles like this that are the exact reason why women feel so broken, bitter, alone, unwanted, unneeded, and unnecessary. Let's get to it. So, this journalistic masterpiece is mostly a collection of single women whining and complaining about men. I know. What else is new, right? I mean, that's what they do all the time these days, isn't it? Well, men, let's make something clear. After watching this, you're going to walk away understanding one thing, which is that you're not the problem. You're just done auditioning for people who bring nothing to the table but Amazon packages and attitude. So Miss Au decided to interview a bunch of single women about dating in 2025. Not men, just women. And honestly, I have to admit, it's unintentionally the funniest article I think I've read all year because every woman in this piece lists what she wants in a man. And basically the list sounds less like a partnership and more like a customer support team. Listen to this. One as an example. One woman said she wants a man who is kind, emotionally intelligent, financially stable, ambitious, caring, community, and mature. And I'm sitting here like, ma'am, you just described 6 different people. That's not a boyfriend. That's an Avengers lineup. Another one said, I want someone who is physically healthy, mentally healthy, financially responsible, who values family, doesn't drink too much, is emotionally stable, and wants to commit. Sure. And I want Sydney Sweeney to show up at my front door in lingerie, in a smile that says, come me right now. Nice to dream about, but going to happen? Yeah. No. Basically, it's the same old. Women are wanting the same thing that women have wanted for eons now. They're just trying to wrap it up in a different package. Basically, they want the perfect man. Strong, but not too strong. Sensitive, but not too sensitive. Provider, but not too... Oh, forget it. They want every possible penny they can get. So, there's no limit on the provision. But the funny thing is, if you put all those traits together in one guy, he's employed, he's focused, and, oh yeah, he's not single. He's already taken cupcake by a woman who actually appreciates him and acknowledges him, not one who's just looking to use him. Men like that absolutely are not wasting their time on someone who thinks being busy is a personality. Ladies, you may want him, but I hate to break it to you. But I can pretty much guarantee he's not going to want you. But you haven't learned that lesson yet, have you? Though in time, you will. And when you do, that's when you are going to get the videos of you sitting in your car, crying your eyes out, going, why doesn't anyone want me? Where did all the good men go? And here's another one that just killed me. A woman said, men don't plan dates anymore. Men don't make romantic gestures. They don't take the initiative. Yeah, no. And why is that? Because you told us that was oppressive, controlling, abusive even. You told us to stop doing those things, so we did. And now you're upset that we listened. Too bad, so sad, sweetie. You should have thought of that before you ran your mouth. It's the classic female double standard on full display. The one that goes, I want a 1950s gentleman. Well, I behave like a 2025 influencer. but if he asks me to cook a meal or show up on time, that's misogyny. What's interesting is if you read the article, and I highly encourage you to, I'll put a link down below, is that you'll find every complaint in this article just proves one thing, that women still want traditional men, are demanding it even, but they refuse to be traditional women. They want all the benefits without any of the reciprocity. They want the entitlement without the effort. They want the prize without the price. None of this should come as a surprise to anyone. Women show this over and over every single day on social media, show how they wallow in these double standards while at the same time being completely flunks as to why men aren't willing to abide by them. One woman flat out says in the article, "Being with a man feels like taking on another job." Translation: I shouldn't have to put in any effort or work at all. It should just be given to me. Sorry, sweetie, but another job? Really, lady? If being with you feels like overtime, that's not a man problem. That's a you're more work than you're worth problem. And The Guardian does what the media always does. Prints it as if it's gospel. No pushback, no analysis, no reflection. Just more of the same feminist claptrap we've been hearing for decades now. The one that goes, "Poor women, men are so exhausting." And then they wonder why men are done and walking away. Why men are out here building careers, fixing cars, hitting the gym, taking care of their kids, paying child support, surviving breakups, and false allegations. But yeah, the burden's all on the women. I mean, ladies, you really want to sit there and say, being with a man is like having a second job? Well, to quote a certain someone, then you're fired. Bottom line, my little darlings, is that men have figured you out. They have figured out that you don't bring enough to the table to make it worth our time. And here's where it gets even better. Another woman goes straight down the path into the "I don't need no man" mantra. All while asking, where did all the good men go? She screams, "I'm independent. I make my own money." And yet, here she is talking to The Guardian and crying and whining about how she can't find a good man. It's freaking hilarious, isn't it? These women are so deep into their delusions and self-aggrandizement, they simply can't see the forest through the trees. I ask you, has anyone noticed that the women who shout, "I don't need a man," the loudest, are the exact ones who can't find or keep one? I know I have. 99% of them are broke, bitter, and have been rejected time and time again. Why? Because they ooze toxicity, delusion, and self-absorbment. So much so that men can literally smell it over the internet. What these women don't get is that they are the problem. They are the reason men recoil in horror at the thought of even talking to them or being around them, let alone, God forbid, dating or marrying them. I hate to break it to you ladies, but independence doesn't replace femininity. And money doesn't build connection. And oh yeah, your cat doesn't count as emotional stability. These women love to puff out their chests screaming they don't need men. But the minute something breaks, the minute the power goes out, or the bills hit, or when after their 7th glass of box Chardonnay that night hits home at about 2 a.m., and then they realize that they're looking at a life of loneliness. Suddenly then, they're all in on having a relationship. Suddenly it's, "I need a man to complete me." Yeah, sure, honey. You're strong and independent till you see that spider on the ceiling. Now, let me show you the absolute best quote in this whole thing. The most delicious one of all. It is truly peak delusional, peak entitlement, peak women's mindset on modern dating. A woman says, "There are fewer men who are on my level socially, emotionally, financially, and intellectually." Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. That's what it is. That's the reason you can't find a man, not the absolute narcissism you're displaying. Men, this is how most of today's modern women think. Think that they're God's gift to the world, something to be put on a pedestal and worshipped. These women think they're diamonds, gold, platinum, and silver all rolled into one, when the reality is most of them aren't even cubic zirconia and aluminum foil. Men, understand that if a woman says things like this, she's not dating. Is that? If men are the prize, and they are now, why can't modern women recognize it? Simple, because they've been trained not to by feminism, by their mothers and sisters. They've been told women are perfect, and they themselves are paragons of virtue, literally since the day they were born. They've been told time and again that men are the problem. Men are emotionally stunted. Men are afraid of commitment. Men are intimidated or afraid. Men are lazy and are immature. Yeah, okay. You know what I call that? Projection. Everything they accuse men of is exactly what they are unwilling to fix in themselves. The fact is, women aren't struggling to find good men. They're struggling to qualify for one. Because good men don't chase. Good men don't tolerate disrespect. Good men don't reward bad behavior, and they don't date entitlement. Good men don't audition for people who don't appreciate them. Women think men have disappeared. No. What's really going on is that men have standards now. Something women are completely mortified over. Men have standards. How dare they? Who the hell do they think they are? They're men. They aren't entitled to anything. Funny, isn't it? How women don't like being on the receiving end of the very same bar they've set for us. So men, let me repeat myself for the nth time. Let me say it loud and proud. Listen to me. You are the prize now. So stop begging to be chosen. Stop performing for people who don't give you anything back. Stop bending yourself into a pretzel just to make some ungrateful stranger happy. The Guardian can write all the articles it wants. Let them. Let them tell women what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. We all know it's not going to help women. In fact, it will only hurt them. But that's not our problem to solve. That's theirs. Because the truth is this: you don't need to level up for women. You need to level up for you. Because the more solid you become, the more selective you can be, the stronger your boundaries get, the less tolerance you have for all of this nonsense. And as a result, the more obvious it becomes that you were the prize the entire time. Times have changed. Women don't choose the prize. The prize chooses them. So go be the prize that you are. Men, stop settling for cheap bargain basement flea market leftovers. You're a king, and you deserve a true queen, not some peasant who thinks she's a princess. All right, man. I hope this gave you something to think about. And if it did, hit that subscribe button. I release new videos every day talking about the issues that we men face and how we can overcome them. Every day here at Men Need to Be Heard, we're building stronger minds, a stronger community. We're building tougher skin and better men. We're doing it one truth at a time. All right, till next time, this is Dan. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.